Well, what can you swing?
How about 0 down and 0 a month for a long, long time?
Hey guys, that's Shark coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here. This is kind of a part 2, if you will, of the free-to-play god, my thumbnail artist, who is a free-to-play player. Just giving the context from last video in case you missed it. He is a free-to-play player who I've been talking to for, over a year now. And I knew his account was pretty stacked, considering he's a non-spender. But I wanted to get all his tips, kind of aggregate them for you guys, and then show off his account to you, which I did in the first video. The only problem is, actually not a problem, it was a really good thing because here we are talking about it again. There was a lot of questions, so I sent him over about, I don't know, 9-10 questions or so that I saw come up a few times in the comments, and he answered them. And on your request, we're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into his account because a bunch of areas that you guys were like, wait, Ash, why didn't you go check out that area of the account? So we're going to go ahead and do a little snooping around a little bit. Before we get to all of that, I did find it funny. There was a few people in the comments. The Twisted Truth, not a chance in Cold Hell Hades. That's a fully free-to-play account. If you said played since beta, maybe. So not a lot, maybe about 8 comments out of the 500 or whatever, doubting if he's a free-to-play player. And then there was about another 8 to 10 comments that were like, yeah, I'm a free-to-play and my account is better or the same. So I found it funny kind of both ways. Maybe, anyway, Pop was one of them. I'm also a free-to-play. My account's on the same level as this one. Have a lot of the meta champions and already finished in Plat Arena. There's no need to spend any money in this game, says Pop. So it seems like, anecdotally, based on the comments, that, there are some free-to-play warriors out there. Speaking of warriors, guys, Warrior Circle Pack. We opened talking about this last time, and a lot of comments about this as well. These are the best value packs you can get in the game, but they only give them to non-spenders. Isn't it dirty? It's like they're throwing extra, I don't know, extra carrots, I guess, at the non-spenders, trying to get them the really juicy packs.
Oh, a dollar.
There's actually a website, Ayumi Love, out there that ranks every single offer in the game. Now, they don't have some of the more recent ones, but these offer values, 7.10, these are the best in the entire game. Again, we're getting skill tomes. It's funny. You look at these and you're like, wow. Still for 10 bucks, you can't even book out a champion. But hey, these are the best offers in the game. Warrior Circle Pack number 2. We get 1,000 gems, 2 legendary skill tomes. We get 15 ancient shards, 750 gems for $15. We get 2 void shards and 1,000,000 silver for $5. So yeah, Warrior Circle, if you're curious out there, some of the best value in the game. Go ahead and look at this one. We get 4 void shards. We get a legendary skill tome and 750. Well, you guys can see we get 800. We can choose, right? 800 gems. I think this would be the way to go, though, right? You get the voids, you get the Lego, but a rank 5 chicken on a free-to-play can be pretty dang valuable, too.
No. Yes. Never. Yes. Ever. Please. No. No. Please. No. Please. No. Please. No. No. Never. Never. Ninamo. Nananamo. No.
Anyway, we're not going to spend money. We're going to close the dang offer here. Before I dive into all the questions that you guys had asked my man Henrique here, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a deeper dive into the account. And a lot of questions about the Great Hall, right? So his Great Hall and area bonuses. Area bonuses, he's doing pretty well for himself here. He's throwing most of his area bonus points or medals or whatever into Fire Knight's Castle, which makes a lot of sense. I do the exact same thing. On his affinity bonus, his old school Great Hall, it is almost maxed out, right? His accuracy is totally maxed. His resistance, other than magic, is almost there. Crit damage is maxed. Defense is almost maxed, a few 7s. And then attack and HP are all 7s. So a lot of progress on his Great Hall, but not completely maxed there. A lot of questions. Obviously, prioritizing accuracy, crit damage, the things that we always talk about, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the... what else were you guys asking about? Guardian Ring. He's using his sparring pit. Faction Guardians. He doesn't have a lot of Faction Guardians in terms of legendaries. He has some factions with nothing, and he has others with like maybe 1, maybe 2 on a couple of these, I think. But yeah, basically just one in terms of faction guardians. His token trader, he has never purchased a champion. He still has the 500 life tokens that were given when this came out. So obviously, in terms of his dupes, you know, he is using them for faction guards, but he doesn't have a lot of dupes on his account. In terms of empowerment, he has no empowered champions on his account either. So what dupes he does get are going towards the faction guardians. They're not going towards empowerment. Before we take a deep dive into his champions, because a lot of comments on dude, luckiest player in the history of the world, he does have a little bit of a rebuttal to that as well. So I'm gonna let him speak for himself regarding that. I did want a lot of questions about Clan Boss team, right? So his Clan Boss, his self-made Clan Boss team that he's very, very happy with, very proud about. This is the squad. He's going to have, as I mentioned before, I think he's just waiting on Deadwood Jedi and kind of, you know, making that all happen. But essentially, he's going to have a Deadwood Jedi either video or guide on the website out, really detailing, you know, how this team works. But just to show you a little bit more in depth than I did last time, here is the team. He has Razelvarg at 189 speed, nothing in terms of the team setup. He has Demitha, prioritizing A1 and then opening with her A3, or excuse me, prioritizing A2, my bad. Opening with the A3 second priority at 295 speed. Seeker, he has opening with the A1 at 189 speed. Gentoro, nothing. And Brogni, he's going to go ahead and open up with the Cavern's Grasp A2 ability at 190 speed. Gentoro was 175. Seeker, I think we said, is 189. This is a very easy one-key team. I think I showed you last time he hit over 100 million damage. Again, super proud of this team. I think this is the thing he's most proud about in his account. I also want to go ahead and show you these champions just so you can see their masteries really quickly, because a lot of you guys in the comments, I was surprised, had all these champions and wanted to build this team yourselves. So, in terms of masteries, he has, let's see, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna show you the masteries on this screen. It's easier that way. I don't have to move out of the way every time. But you guys can see here, on Razelvarg, he has, you know, double cruel and perception in terms of artifacts on him. We already showed you the speed, so we're not going to go over all that stuff again. He has Gentoro here in lethal and perception. In terms of masteries here, just went down to grab War Master. On Brogni, he has Giant Slayer. As you guys can see, the masteries there. He has a one Stone Skin double cruel set on him, and you guys can see everything as well. We have Demitha with 2 speed in a perception set, and he has War Master in the support tree in terms of masteries there. And last but not least, he has Seeker with War Master and a Toxic set for a little bit extra damage there out of Seeker as well. You can also see he's trying to crit cap these champions and extrapolate as much damage as humanly possible out of this team. Again, I'm going to give you the questions and answers in just one quick moment here, guys, but I also wanted to show you that my man has completed Doom Tower hard, free to play. I don't know how difficult that is because I've never done it, but to me it's pretty dang impressive. I asked him about this Bomble team, right? Because the first thing I was like, wait a second here. Bomble's very hard. What are you doing?
Charity?
He's using a Samar Gem Curse strategy, basically in regeneration gear, but he said it is far from a 100%, so I'm not going to show you the run, but you guys can go ahead and see right here. This is the team that he used. It took him 175 turns, but he got the job done. I also will quickly show you the other teams that he's using, but I want to show you the Fae run as well. So he's using a Scarab King team. It actually looks more like a dirty Kraken pay-to-win team, right? Heroes of Soul Cage doing the heavy lifting on this one against the Scarab King himself. The rest just helping with waves primarily. And then we have the Celestial Griffin team. He is doing 94 turns. And you guys, well, you can see the team right here. I'm so jealous because I do not have a Chronum on my account. Let me see his stats here. 208, 61, 69, 377 on the speed there. And I also don't have Jamarsa. I also don't have her on my account, man. Someone let me know in the comments below. This is so embarrassing to be asking you guys. I should know this answer. But is there any easy way to do that? Can I like team up with maybe a couple of you guys, my loyal viewers, to get each other those champions on a second account or something? I don't know. I'm so lazy, man. It's awful. Anyway, let me show you the, and let me just compare his clan here. Let's give we didn't even look at his clan last time. Look at my man, Henry White, dude. Not bad. Only 3 secret rooms, but again, can clear all 120 floors. All right, this is a Dark Fae team. I love it, man. Took him 161 turns, but he's running. Let me go ahead and just show you the squad really quickly here. He's running Deke in Elite. It's an all-epic team. Deke at 267 speed. He's running Allure, shutting off. Well, actually, let me just show you the presets here, too. Sweeping Retribution is going to be opened with and then turned off. Time compression turned off, so we have it ready to go. Leading in with time compression on round 3 against Dark Fae. We have Allure at 240 speed. Allure is also in a Relentless set. I noticed that. On round 3, we're just using the A1, and that's about it. Royal Guard, he's going to be, again, prioritizing takedown ability. Second priority Hamstring on the Dark Fae. He's not going to be using takedown on round 2, so that way that can be the ability that clears off all of our mirror images of our champions. He has Skimfos the Consumed. He's going to open with Curse Feeder and then not use it again, so he can come in with Curse Feeder as his opener in round 3. And then he has Clutch of Woe, dude. Skimfos stealing 100% of the target's turn meter if the attack is critical. That is awesome. Obviously, crit rate is going to be 100. In this case, 108. That will do the trick. 263 speed there. And then Cold Heart, round 3, she's going to be opening up with Flurry of Arrows. And then she's going to be prioritizing Heartseeker, turning off Art of Pain, turning off Heartseeker on the second and the first round as well. Let me go ahead and show you this run, guys. Really cool team. You know, I don't think you need to see the first 2 waves. Nothing much exciting there. Let me come back to you at the actual Dark Fae. All right, guys, here we go against Dark Fae. And also noteworthy on this team, I'll show you the builds really quickly after the run, but noteworthy that he doesn't have masteries pretty much on any of these champions. So I will go ahead again and show you them. I think he might have like a couple on a few of them, but none of them totally maxed out or anything like that. So we go in there, we land the decreased speed and the decreased defense on the Dark Fae. Royal Guard is great in this dungeon, helping out there. We come in with, again, look at this. Look at the turn meter manipulation there between Skimfos and Allure. Really got this on lockdown, let alone the help of the A3 time compression from Deacon Armstrong. So I really love Skimfos on this squad. It's not a champion that I use a lot on my account. Obviously, Hamstring helping out as well. So when you look at this team, every single one of the 5 is bringing turn meter control somewhere in their kit. Obviously, the Heartseeker ability for Cold Heart as well. So Dark Fae is really not going to get a turn. Maybe like 1 or something, but we can afford, especially with that Leech to heal us back up thanks to Deke, we can afford to take like 1 shot or 2. But for the most part here, especially if we get some extra turns on Allure vis-a-vis the Relentless procs, we're going to be looking great here. So, man, really, really well-built team. And you guys saw, I mean, it's not rocket science, right? But you guys saw the team setup in terms of just making sure everything is fresh, because the most difficult part of this battle is making sure that your team does not die before you start engaging Dark Fae, right, against yourselves, so to speak. So again, we get that extra turn there. We take that turn meter all the way down to 0 from Dark Fae, and that is going to be enough to finish this one in just a moment here. The cool thing is now he's able to farm lethal gear from the hard version of Dark Fae, and lethal gear is so incredibly important, and it really, what it does is it alleviates the necessity to farm Fire Knight all the time to get Savage gear. You can just put your nukers in lethal gear from Dark Fae, right? So here we go, almost done. Really cool team, right? And this is a team that even if you don't have all these champions, it ought to give you some ideas. Okay, I don't have all these champions, but I do have, you know, a Lysandra, a Nekmothar. If you're not talking legendaries, maybe you're talking about you have a Skimfos in your vault. You can build him up. Maybe you have 2 Allures. Maybe you have 2 Cold Hearts on your squad. There's a lot of turn meter manipulators out there. Heck, even Maneater has a 100% turn meter decrease on his A2 on a 3-turn cooldown on Siphon. Let's go ahead and get out of here. As promised, really quickly, I want to show you these. Get out of it, man. That must be annoying to see that warrior pack open up every single time. As I showed you, you have Allure. A lot of his artifacts are not even totally, you know, maxed out. Obviously, Silver being, you know, hard to come by in this game. He has Cruelty and a couple of masteries on her. We have Deke with no masteries. He does have his epics booked out though. And again here, he has he has a level 1 refresh ring. but you still get the special effect, which is nice, right? So, or level 0 or whatever, you know. Pretty cool there. I think I showed you, yeah, no masteries, and you can see the speed 264 there. We have Skimfos over here in double perception and a speed set. Not much in the way of masteries, just crit rate and accuracy on him. He does have him booked out. And then we have Royal Guard. Not even a maxed out chest piece on Royal Guard. What does he have on him? Defense percentage. And then going with... He went all the way down, picked up Flawless Execution, which is great for enemy max HP champions. And then on Cold Heart, he has a few masteries, but, you know, basically just prioritizing that crit damage on Cold Heart and a little bit of survivability as well. So those are the builds, guys. That's what he's using. Really love this dude's teams. Let me go ahead and answer all the questions that you guys had, or at least a few of them. How about that? I have to shout out, I mean, he is my thumbnail artist after all, so it was really cool of him to make these images outlining the questions and his answers provided by him as well. So Patrick says 11 million power in 2 years is nuts. Ramen 2, how is this free to play? Says Patrick. And he goes, it's almost a 3-year account. So basically, his 3-year-old account, but he took 6 months off, or 4 to 6 months off. I did a lot of grind in the first year and a half, quit the game for 4 months, and got back. You can do a lot if you play a lot. I'm in a phase right now where I don't play that much. I try to do all my daily quests, Faction Wars, and Iron Twins. Interesting too, a lot of you guys commented that you kind of came around to Iron Twins as well, speaking about the importance of the dungeon and kind of agreeing with him in focusing on Iron Twins. If I have any time left, live arena, and that's it. There are a lot of great players that get Lydia super fast, and that can trigger a fast Ramen 2 as well. I think the game is easier now. With the Forge, a lot of options for clan boss, champions can also solo dungeons, etc. It's just a matter of time to farm to get there. Next one. We get Abrupt73. Love your content, bro. Serious, thank you, Abrupt. Appreciate that. But how the hell does your friend have the most powerful legendary and epics on a free-to-play? I'm over a year and a half nowhere near the champions that he has. Well, I love this answer. Well, I can tell you the champions I don't have. Krisk, Siffy, Draco, Theodore, Calvalax, Cardia, Lucrezia, Harima, Taras, Marishka, Lysandra, Warlord, Michelle, just to name a few. It's just a matter of luck. And just take a look here too. He does have some great champions on this account. He's gone for a lot of fusions. He mentioned that in the first part. You missed the first video, guys. He goes over his strategy, right? Fragment summons, he's going after. Fusions, if the champion is good, he is making a point to go after them. And he has pretty much all the best fusions, you know, the Mighty Ukos, the Nishaks, the Pythions, the Helicaths somewhere in here, the Walking Tomb Drangs, right? The Razzlevarg, right? He goes for a lot of them. And then, of course, the free champions on top of that this game just gives you, the Chronums of the world, the Grinding, the Mithralas, he was playing back when Ninja came out, the Grinding, the Lydia, the daily logins on Visix. To his point, the Rhonda down here, they actually give you a decent amount of free champions, right? And a lot of these, it looks like at first glance, dude.
That's a question. That's a question.
This dude has a billion legendaries, and frankly, he kind of does. But at the same time, a lot of these, probably half or so, are champions that he just went after for free events or for login events or for, you know, arbiter missions, etc., etc. All right, so going back to the... So he told you the champions he doesn't have. So yeah, he has a lot of good ones, and he's missing a lot of good ones. We have Stefan says, is it possible to share more about the Clan Boss team? Skills, booked, unbooked, Deadwood Jedi, calculator. I'm trying to get the comp out for everyone. I will make a Reddit post with the comp in the next few days and share it for sure. The cool thing is I'm recording this probably a day or two before it goes live, so maybe that post is up now. Either way, as soon as that Reddit post is up, I will make it the pinned comment of today's video. Jan Vanderwalt, thanks for the video. What's the best strategy to get 5 stars to 6 stars without buying chickens? I'm very early in the game and it seems so far off. This is a bummer because, unfortunately, there's no easy way to grind out. There's no easy way out of the grind to farm campaign that 5-star chickens. You can keep an eye out on events and tournaments that have chickens up for grabs. These are normally worth the grinding in the beginning. Once you get a good farmer, those grinds seems to be shorter though. You can focus on that. I made a Fellhound 6-second farmer and that helped a lot. David Leapart says, what does save your resources for fusions mean exactly? Like what resources? Energy in the inbox. Shards and gems mostly, but I try to save brews and chickens too. They make champion training so easy. Most people save for CVC and I get it. I just save for fusions and make them easy. It's a choice. Okay, fair enough. He goes for all the fusions. He kind of neglects CVC. I don't want to call my man out here. And who knows how much he's played today. He obviously works as well, has a family, so
We all do.
you can see that, he's not putting up a ton of clan versus clan points here, right? So he's obviously prioritizing, these fusions to get these champions. Nice video, bro. I believe his Great Hall is also fully complete. It would be nice to know how much time he spent to fully complete it. Again, he screenshots it. It's not fully complete. We already talked about that. I wish I focused more on that too, but I don't have time for everything. It's a long grind, but it was worth it. What does double dipping in events really mean? Double dipping in events means that your energy and resources are being spent on 2 different events and tournaments at the same time. Like having a spider tournament and a dungeon diver at the same time, even trying to make a dragon tournament while farming food with a solo bad L or something. This can save you a lot of energy. So it's really about being super efficient with your time. Double dipping with the dungeon diver event and a fire knight event. Go farm your fire knight, go for it to try to get both of those rewards at the same time. Matthew says, when they say save resources until fusions, is it just gems or what are you other free-to-play players hoarding energy as well? Like I said, mostly inbox energy gems and shards. In mid-game and early, I wouldn't recommending hoarding energy too. But on my stage, I get a bit frustrated with grinding dungeons that I end up having a lot of energy saved up as well. Frustrated meaning that with 3k energy, I usually end up with 10 or 15 pieces to roll and then 1 or 2 maybe to have a place on my account. That I thought was interesting insight there, right? 3k energy. He rolls up 10 to 15 pieces, and he probably keeps 1 or 2 of them. That's really interesting to know. If you are rolling up, with 3k energy, and you're rolling up maybe 50 pieces and keeping 10, maybe you should think about, raising that barrier of entry, that threshold of what will be a good artifact on your account or not, right? And then last but not least, we have Hegemonic says, is farming on 25 better than 24? Stage 25 versus 24. If you're focused on gear, especially 6-star legendary gear, 25 is better. Obviously, because stage 25 has a slightly higher chance of pulling legendary or 6-star gear. But for tournaments and events and energy efficiency, 24 is better because it costs less energy. Also, if your 24 team is much faster, there's no shame on farming 24 too. Unfortunately, time is also a currency in Raid, and you can make some choices around that too. I don't farm FK hard because it takes me a long time. I can farm stage 4 100%, but the time difference is so much that I always farm stage 25 of normal instead. So again, guys, a lot of really valuable insight, and hopefully you're able to take away a tip or two, whether you're free to play or not free to play. I figured we'd have Henrique back on the channel answering some of the most popular questions that we saw in the comments. If you want to do this again, maybe not next week, but maybe in a month or 2, we can bring him back and discuss other kind of more, niche things in the game, how to approach them as a free-to-play player, such as fusions or something like that. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.